You're not allowed to be frozen, Jayme. You live in like perfect temperatureville. It's never too hot. It's never too cold. You're the one person that's not allowed to freeze.
You're saying those servers should be running smoothly, no problems.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, Jayme. Get your shit together.
How is this?
That's sexy.
Mission accomplished.
Five, four, three, two, one. I'm taking off, still to run. I'm taking off, still to run. I'm taking off, still to run. I was trying to drifting to space. All I feel is cold. All I want is the power of the night.
Welcome back to Shattered Worlds RPG. I'm your Loremaster, Jeff, and tonight AJ is out, so us crazy kids are going to get nasty and play some Doctor Who, a family-friendly role-playing game. It's a exercise in contrasts, and with us tonight, Jayme,
Hello.
Ash,
Howdy.
and Kristy.
Hello.
So for the listener, Kristy is playing Bernice Jennings, a sort of archaeological guide, and Jayme's playing Truffle Smith Johnson, a night watchman, and they have been dragged off into adventure by none other than the Doctor, as played by Ash.
Hello, and I am not going to do a British accent of any kind.
This is not a British Doctor. This is a rare American Doctor. Let's see here.
Unless you want me to sound like I'm in Mary Poppins, like I'm Dick Van
Oi!
Dyke.
Yeah.
Oi!
It's all right then.
Oh, that's Australian. Oh shit.
Oi.
Oi.
Trying really hard to keep the Southern accent in my head. So I thought about continuing with the English accent thing, but if I do, then I'm going to get stuck in the English accent.
You're going to throw everything off.
Yeah.
Everything on.
And I
Be
couldn't
terrible.
stop thinking about how like a Cockney chimney sweep would say Doctor Who. Be like, Doctor?
Doctor Who.
Ultimate companion unlocked. Like, what else do you need?
Yes.
little chimney sweep.
They almost had it with God, what the hell's her name? Jenna Coleman. It was her second appearance on Doctor Who. She played a Cockney bartender / secret governess. It's hard to explain. Go watch that episode. Yeah, she would have been a lot of fun, but they decided when they brought her back to just make her a regular old British person.
Did you say secret governess?
Yeah, Stephen Moffat was always playing little tricks and things that are hard to explain unless you've actually seen the episode.
There's a lot of twists and turns and people actually being other things and
Mm-hmm.
timey-wimey stuff, more timey-wimey stuff than usual.
Yes.
So she came back and her character was like a totally different person.
Yes. So they
Yes.
eventually ended up making it make sense at the end of the season, but it was a little confusing until you get to that episode. There were like different incarnations of her. All right, folks, go check out Season 7B on your Doctor Who streaming app of choice. Also, the season was split into two because the actors that played Amy and Rory had to leave, so that's when Clara was brought in. This is fascinating lore that the listener will appreciate. Let's see. You guys were on the hunt to try to find out what this weird alien tech was that the doctor had detected. You came across a truck with some guys. They were either loading something out or loading something in. I don't know if you confirmed. And then there was a Sontaran, which is a potato head looking guy in an armor helmet and a cape. And the doctor tussled with him, and then Truffle hit the truck driver in the head with a trash can lid. And somehow in that process, a bowling bag rolled out, which has some tools in it, but is also a bomb. So we... was that the last thing that happened? Or no, I guess we went to Briny Jim's to listen to music, and you interviewed Darla and your friends from the museum, Tiara and Bill. So does that sound right? Is that where we ended it?
How did we end up defusing the bomb? Did we?
I think you did some sonic screwdrivering to it.
Probably.
I think it's like in stasis, so you could theoretically turn it back on. He suspended the countdown or something.
We put it in sleep mode.
Yeah, it's in sleep mode. It's got, I don't know, 71 seconds until it goes off. Let me write that down. That's a suitably exciting number if you have to run out of a building or something. Oh, but I think I said the bomb would level a big chunk of the neighborhood.
Yeah, it said it was a pretty big bomb.
So 71 seconds isn't a lot of time. I don't know. Maybe I should increase it.
What
see.
we could do is put it on the TARDIS and then throw it into a sun.
Yes. Maybe you have a big comedy slingshot and you like shoot it out the door into the sun.
Put it on my skateboard.
Yes.
Yank the skateboard off the last minute from underneath it.
So we're at Briny Jim's. This is a great 1952 jazz club. There's, somebody bopping on the stand-up bass and a saxophone's going, muted trumpet. And y'all are in the booth.
And I thought we determined that one of these NPCs wasn't a communist, but possibly had a relative or loved one that was.
Yes, that would be Darla, who is Darla May is Tiara's sister, and Tiara is the museum intern.
Right. And then the last thing, did someone have on the television and then like McCarthy was on a rampage with alien technology or something? Do I remember that correctly?
I believe he was giving like an angry speech about aliens, but he was talking about immigrants. That was back at the museum.
Okay.
And then there was the shooting. Out of character, I did a little button on the episode where McCarthy was tied up in a chair and the Sontarans swept into the office and
right. That's what I'm remembering.
said we must destroy the enemy. These puny humans cannot stand in our way.
Why is people always calling us puny? I want to be conquered by like a real wimpy alien race who's like, these admittedly buff humans, these towering, ripped humans must be defeated.
Well, that's an excuse for the doctor to go on a long, long monologue about how humans are amazing and how he loves them, or they, in this case, they love them. Because of non-gender specific doctor right now.
So everybody's getting a little tipsy. Tiara and Bill get up to dance. Bill sets his cane against the booth, and he has a limp, so it's kind of a stiff, sort of not moving too much dance, but you can tell they've got something cooking love-wise. So it's just you and Darla May, who was the Secretary of State's aide. from the hospital.
So now, how much has she already told us, if anything?
She told you about the shooting, about the two shooters on the watermelon truck. They looked kind of military and not like slick gangster types.
Mhm.
I think that's about it. She doesn't seem to know about aliens.
Okay. Well, how are you holding up?
Oh, well, I could be doing better. I just worry about the secretary. You don't think something like that'll happen when you're at work, you know?
Sure. I mean, where I'm from, we got lots of guns, but normally people don't go shooting them at work.
Where do you live?
Kentucky.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Y'all ever been to Mammoth Cave?
Oh, I haven't been anywhere.
Oh,
Virginia, born and raised. We didn't get out to the country too much. We were city folk mostly.
man. You should come on down to Mammoth Cave sometime. It's real nice.
Okay, they got mammoths there?
No, it's called that 'cause it's so big. You know, when they got all the stalagmites and stalactites, and it's kind of like a tusk, you know?
Oh yeah, I love that. We have some of those down in the cliffs on the coast down south near North Carolina. I went there on a school trip.
You're talking about in a cave, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had an
Okay.
elevator and everything.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we don't got an elevator. You gotta walk.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's still real nice. I think we're talking about putting an elevator in.
Oh, you should. It's really nice for folks like Bill that have trouble getting around.
Yeah, we're not real accommodating to people with disabilities, unfortunately. We're
Oh,
working on it
that's
though.
true. You know, the secretary worked on a bill with President Roosevelt during the war to try to expand accessibility around the Capitol. It got stalled in committee.
Mm. It's hard, you know. People can't really think about what it's like to be somebody else.
That's really true.
You ever do that? You ever just sit and wonder what it's like to be somebody else?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I think about Lana Turner and all those Hollywood stars. I get all the magazines, you know,
Oh,
with the
yeah.
perfume ads, and
Yeah.
we'll just sit there and look at the hairstyles and think about what it would be like.
Yeah.
Jimmy Cagney and Dean Martin, and she's off on one.
What about you? What do you think? She kind of like gives you a little nudge.
Yeah, I've often been told that I bear a striking resemblance to Cary Grant. I don't see it myself, but multiple times uh, I've been approached by people who mistook me for Cary Grant. And it did make me wonder, what would it be like if Cary Grant worked at a museum? Probably a lot less, an interesting life.
Probably. But
She's just looking at you. I'm gonna see if she falls victims to your considerable charm. She touches your arm and she says, "Oh, that's a great idea. You should write that down and send it out to those studios."
you mean like for a movie?
Yeah, be a script writer out in Hollywood.
I could see it. You could do like a one of those Tale of Two Cities or whatever it was, where there's or the Prince and the Pauper. You got like the two people that look like real similar, and one of them's like real rich and famous, and
Oh,
the
a
other one's
switcheroo.
yeah, the other one's just like a museum guard, and it could be you and Cary Grant. It was Cary Grant, right? Sorry, I was paying attention.
Well, yeah, you can tell just by looking at me. It's
Oh,
Cary
I don't
Grant.
watch movies too much.
Oh, he's real big and handsome. In Gone with the Wind, he's got a big old. Wait, is that the right guy?
No.
Rhett Butler. Who's
Yeah,
that
that's
guy?
right.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know.
Has a mustache. Doctor. The doctor doesn't
Yes.
usually just sit idly by while people talk about famous people. Usually they have a story about knowing them.
Oh yeah, I was trying to think of one about Cary Grant, but I don't know anything about Cary Grant. Or anybody really.
Gone with the Wind. You were on set, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, you lit the Atlanta fire.
The doctor played the wind. Oh, let's just say I knew the director, and yeah, I was hanging out giving directorial notes.
Victor Fleming was the director.
The famous Victor Fleming. Yes.
Oh, she is just stunned. She finds that extremely fascinating, and seems to have shifted her focus of attraction from what's his name over to you,
What's his name?
Uh-oh.
Smith Johnson.
Well, I was wondering, since the secretary, do you ever like how much do you actually get to spend time around people who are, like fancy and important and, like actual like big wig kind of people like that?
Well, like every day, I mean, they meet in the White House.
Yeah? You ever
Oh yeah, Japanese ambassador, and if I get my notes, I could tell you all the people we saw this week.
yeah?
She's like the Lithuanian prince, just she's got a whole bunch of things in there. The head of the farm bureau, all the big players.
And the little ones too. Well, you see, you spend a lot of time with these really, I mean, they're not as glamorous, but more powerful and famous people. Do you ever wonder what it's like to be them?
Oh, all the time. But it's hard when you're a secretary from a small town. Dreams of stardom. You get into these big rooms and you wish they would listen to your ideas. I take a lot of notes and I got ideas about how we could fix the world. But nobody listens to me.
Shy. No, it is. It's a real shame. I mean, I know what it's like to have an idea or, you know, have something happen to you where, you know, maybe you see something or hear something and, you know, you get that experience and you want to do something with it and everybody else just kind of ignores you. I know what that's like.
Well, yeah, it's being a woman, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She holds up her drink. Some haggard old lady, like on the booth over, is just like silently holds up her martini.
Just as an aside, I'm not really sure where we're supposed to go with this conversation.
Right now, I mean, it's if you think you've pumped her of enough information, maybe you'll want to go somewhere private to debrief away from the civilian or work on a device. Obviously, you can't do that stuff out in the open.
Mhm.
Or I could just make something happen and liven up the scene.
What do you want to do, Ash?
The song changes and it's a big dance number. And Bill and Tiara come tumbling out of the crowd. So now it's louder. Go on.
This is one of the songs I played with Duke Ellington on the during the thing. We should compare notes. I forgot why we were pumping her for information.
You think the shooting of the secretary is related to the alien technology situation?
Right.
There's been some
So we need to figure
there's
out.
been some odd shipments around the capital area. So you have like faint traces of alien energy being picked up by your device. And so you're kind of trying to figure out what's behind all that.
So we'd like to find out if the the secretary has seen anyone unusual or out of the ordinary lately, who might want to take out the Secretary of State and why. So we need a motivation, or a motive rather.
Oh, the doctor has a photographic memory and can read like 100 times as fast as a regular person. So she's got her notebook of all his appointments. You could just through that.
Oh, great idea. Yes, I will do that.
Okay. You take it from her and she's like, well, there was this one lady. She had a really tall hat. I didn't know where she was from. She was said she was a friend of a senator, and that's her there. You're not sure if that's relevant to anything. Let's do a roll to see if the doctor can come up with something.
She had a tall hat. She's probably French.
So we're doing an intuition.
Yes. Let's see here. It'd be ingenuity
Mm-hmm.
and intuition.
Okay, so 13 plus 6 is a 19.
Okay. That's pretty good. So yes, you learned that let me check my notes here.
Also, I should just add, Truffle is automatically suspicious of anyone in a tall hat.
Never trusted that Abe Lincoln guy. What's he hiding under there?
So sure enough, you discover a few links. There were some lobbyists that came at different times from different organizations, but they were all freshly hired at their jobs. They were seen for exactly 7 minutes, and all the notes from those meetings were taken and sequestered, presumably for top secret stuff, but they don't tell Darla May the what happened to those notes.
Hmm.
It was a closed-door session, so she was outside.
Right. Okay. 7 minutes exactly each meeting.
I thought that was strange, too.
Hmm.
There was the Young Republicans of Dubuque, Iowa, and the Egg Council of Northeastern Shropshire, and the Ladies Auxiliary of the War Effort Council. So now you have some groups to maybe look into, see if there's anything that links them.
Yeah.
I don't think we should cross the Egg Council of Northeastern Shropshire.
I didn't even know there was such. I thought there was just the one Egg Council. I didn't know it had regional differences. That was also a surprise move around. The secretary's temporary aide must have taken that call when I was out getting sandwiches or something. That is strange, come to think of it. Usually I take notes about what people look like, but there's nothing here.
We shall have to check out this Egg Council of Shropshire.
Just then you see 3 extremely inconspicuous gentlemen of average build and carriage in darkish suits and hats, and they step in and put their hats on the hooks, and they start moving in this direction. The dance floor is hopping. Tiara and Bill come up, and they're like, "What's going on? Are you guys going to get up on this dance floor? I probably got one left in me."
I can do a Lindy Hop.
All right. So the Doctor and Tiara go out onto the stage, and Bill is sort of leaning over the table in front of the rest of you, the other 3, and he's like, his eyes are darting off to the right towards where those guys are coming in. He's like, Darla May, I think those might be Secret Service over there coming. They look pretty serious. And she's like, "Oh, crap." And she grabs her notebook and shoves it in her purse. And she's like, I probably shouldn't be with unvetted strangers. I should probably get going out of here. Jayme, Ash.
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, I'm pretty unvetted. That's probably a good idea.
I'm perfectly vetted.
So the Doctor is just doing it's amazing. Like, you've never seen the Lindy hop so well.
And I'm making my way slowly across the dance floor to these 3 G-men. And mostly just keeping an eye on them at this point.
Okay.
Being as sly as I can. But for the audience, I'm like, definitely watching these guys.
Yeah. So you've probably got a second if you want to get Darla out the back or whatever. Otherwise, you'll have to deal with these 3 guys.
I'll make a nudging, I'll do my thumbs, I'm like moving my hands frantically, but I'll be doing my thumbs like toward the back door.
Hell
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. And now people on the dance floor start doing the thumb to the back door. Doctor started a sensation. Tiara's doing it.
Somebody gets on the phone and says, "You have to hear this," and then holds it out towards the thumb dance.
Jimmy Olsen is behind the bar, like snapping away. Jimmy Olsen's not from the 50s, is he? When did Superman start? I don't know.
1940s.
Oh, okay,
Superman's
there you
been
go.
around. No, 30s. I think Superman's been around since the 30s.
Cool. Jimmy Olsen is still a cup reporter, even though he's 40.
One of these days I'll get a promotion. Golly gee.
Okay, so Truffle and Bernice, do you want to help Darla get away, or do you want to deal with these guys?
Bernice is going to help her get away.
Okay. How are you going to do it?
Well, I assume pointing towards the back door with the thumbs means go to the back door, so that's where she's going.
Okay, nice. Darla throws some money on the table and hustles back, and yeah, you get to the Truffle. Do you want to run interference, or do you want to go as a group?
I was thinking of a way to create a distraction just to buy Bernice some time.
Perfect.
Is there like someone like with a microphone, like a singer? Like I know it's. Is there someone I could like grab their
Yes.
microphone?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to run up on stage and grab the microphone and just say, "Hey everyone, it's that time of night again. If you see a guy in a dark suit, give him a big hug and you'll get free drinks all night." I repeat, look for a guy in a dark suit and hug him. Thank you.
Oh, that's perfect. Probably don't need a roll for this, but what the hell? We'll call this ingenuity and subterfuge.
Okay, and this is a 2d6.
Yeah, we'll give you advantage because it's a great idea.
Okay, so that's 13 plus 3, 16 plus 2. So 18 total.
Oh,
Nice.
and I forgot to say, with advantage, you roll 3, but you take the 2 highest.
Oh, okay. In that case,
I think that's right.
So,
Let me double check.
well, the 2 highest, it would be a 6 and a 5, so 11, 12, 13, so it'd be 16 total.
Okay. Yeah, if disadvantage would work that way, then surely advantage would work that way.
Yeah, probably. And it's only like 2 different either way.
Cool. So I'm gonna say 2 of them get hugged, but one of them keeps moving. So Bernice, you get to the phone booths, or the phone caddies in the hallway to the bathrooms. You see one person is on one, but the other one is available. If you parked in front of it, you could sort of block the hallway while she gets out, or you could stick with her. It's up to you.
She will. Well, first on the way, do we pass anybody that has like a glass of red wine?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
They're all over the place.
Can we assume that Bernice has like some cash?
No, I mean, because you're a good person and don't want to rip somebody off.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you got a buck. Throw it down.
Yeah. So she'll like grab somebody's glass of red wine and give him like a dollar, whatever it should cost. I don't know.
A nickel.
A nickel.
Nickel used to buy a glass of red wine.
However much, whatever is reasonable. Probably too much.
I'm pretty sure you could buy this entire bar for $1.
Okay, if in the 50s, if a bottle of Dom Perignon could go between 15 and 24, I would say
God.
a regular bottle would be $1.50. So a glass, maybe 50 cents,
All right.
25 cents, somewhere in there.
All right. So yeah, whatever. She'll,
Yeah, so a dollar
Yeah.
will appease them easily.
yeah. She will.
What are you going to do with this wine?
You'll
Or is it
see.
just in reserve?
It's currently in reserve.
Cool. Okay, so do you want to hustle for the back door or run interference?
She's sticking with Darla for now. It's actually a door that she's gonna go out of, right? She doesn't have to like climb through a window or anything.
You could if you cut into the bathroom. There's probably a window. This is like a split level, so the window would open out into the street, presumably, or the alley. Or you could just go right out the back door.
Is the bathroom near the back door?
Yeah. Yeah, of course, women's restrooms are always farthest away, so it's right by the back door.
Okay.
Because, women need to walk farther for some reason.
I am going to make I'm headed to the restroom, but I'm like keeping an eye on her, So
Okay.
I'll be like in between her and like her route to the back door, if that makes any sense.
Okay, cool. So you're like, you like fiddle with your purse a little, hold up your wine, kind of draw attention and try to get through the door. And she slips out the back. And the G-Man comes around the corner and is hustling direct towards you. And he
Now,
says,
can I do the red wine thing?
yes, do it.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I purposefully spill it right on my crotch.
Oh, no.
Can I do it so he doesn't see?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're like in a spin, kind of backing into the bathroom or whatever. So,
Okay.
sure. Did we determine what you're wearing at any point?
She's pretty much always in like her tour guide outfit.
Perfect. So it's like the early 80s where all the companions had the same outfit every week.
Yeah.
Cool. So you turn and you spill.
Well, she'll spill and she'll turn around and she's going to have her hands like over her front, and she's looking at him like, why are you near the women's bathroom? She's like, what?
He
she's
says,
just like,
ma'am, are you injured? Ma'am, are you injured?
just in the monthly way. Why,
Oh my God!
Why are you
I'm
back?
so sorry. I'm so sorry. Excuse
Why
me.
are you back here?
I'm looking for a lady. She
Why are you back
redhead,
here?
Statuesque woman, and this is geez. He looks a little sweaty. He's looking back the way he came. As
This
if
is the
one of
ladies' area.
Well, I mean, this is a hallway, ma'am.
The ladies'
geez,
room is right there.
Yes, the redhead.
I'm very
with the
embarrassed
barrettes,
right now.
Okay, I'm gonna let him roll to see if he can intuit where she went. He narrows his eyes, and you see his eyes like shoot down to the door jamb of the back door, and there's a black feather, which must surely have come from her purse. She has a little fringe with black feathers. And he kind of shakes his head a little bit and goes for the back door. And you see his coat go back, and you see his small revolver on his belt.
I have to choose between talking and acting, right?
Oh, yes, their bizarre initiative system. Yes. Action rounds. Intent, just as in the normal conflict, all of the players decide what they try to do. You can discuss the plan amongst yourselves in detail, or it could be as simple as running while shouting, "You go that way, I'll cut them off." So who goes first? Talkers, movers, doers, and fighters. So you did the talking. Looks like he's about to do some moving. Right now you're between him and the back door, so you could theoretically move into his way. Or you could let him go and we'll go to the doing.
No, she's not going to let him go.
So you're going to step in the way?
Yeah.
Okay. menstrual bleeding woman in the way of a 50s man. Whatever can he do? He puts his arms or his hands on either of your arms and just kind of shoves you gently into the wall. You can resist, but this guy's clearly a cop. That will be a whole kettle of fish. But you wouldn't be the first companion to get arrested if you tried.
Now, can't see the thing that I don't get here is, can she like yell while?
Oh yeah,
Anything?
you can talk and yell at any time. It's just they put the talking section at the start just so
Gotcha.
that, because that's the most important part of it or whatever.
Gotcha. All right. So she's going to yell, like, as she'll struggle, but she understands this is a cop, so she's
Okay, so you're not
gonna-
struggling very hard.
Yeah,
You're not going to knee him in the balls.
not yet. She's good. I think I need a doctor.
Okay.
All right.
The music, for some reason, right at that moment, stopped. And you go, I need a doctor! And everybody looks this way. And he's like holding you against the wall. And y'all hear Bernice shouting from the hallway.
From the alleyway?
From the hallway to the bathrooms.
Oh, okay. Oh, Bernice. Yeah, I'm just getting Bernice and Darla confused. Sorry, Bernice.
It's all right.
So now we're into the doers area.
Okay.
The G-Man has done his move, so if either of you want to do anything, now's your chance.
I will do a thing. I will briskly walk up to the G-Man and I'll say, I'm a doctor, and I'll flash him my psychic paper.
Fuck yes.
Does this woman need assistance?
Yeah.
I'm going to need a roll. This will be presence and subterfuge for the doctor.
So total of 9 plus 5, 14.
And I think using a gadget is you use a story point, so it increases your success. Let me look this up.
Can I just say how much I appreciate, like, the word or phrase G-Man? Like, I'm typing in my notes and I'm just having so much fun typing it. Like, yeah, G-Man, yeah.
Gotta say it with like a James Cagney voice. Hey, G-Man. I don't know how to. It's curtains for you. Curtains. Maybe even blinds. Tasteful. Venetian blinds. That's not a very good James Cagney, but you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll roll to see how you do first, and then the story point, if you need it, will improve the result.
Okay. Well, I got a 17.
17, I think you won. Did you have a 6 or a 1?
I did not.
Okay, so we'll go to pass with a 6. Yes, and something unexpected happened as a result of the outstanding success. You not only achieve what you wanted, but something extra happens that you decide with the Game Master's approval. So take a story point off, and then tell me what additional thing you'd like to achieve here.
I'd like him to be so very impressed by my status, not just as a doctor, but whatever he's reading on the psychic paper, some kind of high up government official, that he immediately backs down and lets us pass.
He's like, sir, I was not told you would be here. I'm so sorry. This woman was in the way of my investigation. If I've caused any offense, ma'am, I'm sorry. And he points to the back door like he wants to get away from whoever you are as quickly as possible.
I'll lean in close and go, she's with me. And I'll point to Bernice. She's undercover. This is very important that you let us through so that we can continue our investigation without impedance.
What does the president's surgeon have to do with my investigation?
I was drawn into this. My expertise was needed for this particular mission. I can't go into details. Top secret stuff. Top secret.
Okay,
Highest
so
level.
as you say top secret, a larger woman is trying to get out of the woman's bathroom, and now it's like a bottleneck, and she hears top secret, and she looks kind of like a gossip hound, and so she's like leaning over, and now the G-Man is just he's lost all notice of Bernice if she wanted to escape.
Sure. Can I
Okay.
just scoot out?
Okay, now if you go out, that will screw up your cover as having needed to go into the bathroom. So that might draw some attention, but the doctor seems to be doing really well, so he might just let you go.
Can I get any kind of indication from the doctor? Like,
Oh, a little eye blink towards
Yeah.
bathroom window or back door.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll as I'm talking to the G-Man, I'll go on. You know what you have to do.
Nice. So back door.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right, you and your stained work shorts go out the back door.
Oh, man.
Truffle, the G-men have started roughly interrogating Bill, and it's not pleasant to watch. Like, here's this decorated veteran. He's black, they're white. Like, I don't know. It's uncomfortable a little bit. And they're not talking to you at all, even though you're right there.
Mhm.
And did I give Darla May a last name? I don't think I did.
B.
Darla May Johnson. Ms. Johnson, where is she? And he's like, well, I'm with her. I told you we were dancing. Darla May Johnson. Oh, that's Tiara's sister. I'm sorry. She was here, yeah. And, well, I maybe she stepped out for a minute. I was on the dance floor, sir. So that's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, last we saw you were on the stage maybe 10, 15 feet away. So where would you like to be?
Did buildings have like fire alarms back then? Probably not.
Oh, undoubtedly. Surely. They
Yeah?
break a glass, you know.
Okay.
Maybe there's a
Yeah, I'd just like to
thermometer or
go-
something that you hit with an axe. I don't know how shit worked back then.
I'll take out like a really big like 50s lighter, like a Zippo, and activate. Can I like pull a fire alarm?
Yes.
Just a-
Yes. You put the Zippo under the sensor, and sure enough, beep, and sprinkler starts. Everybody curses and screams, and it's pandemonium all of a sudden. The two guys reach for their weapons and step back, and then they're mobbed by all these what do you call it? Party goers trying to get out of the water. People are swarming towards the bathroom hallway. Because they're getting wet and want to go out the back. So now it is just a free-for-all. And Bernice, you're outside. You see Darla May's scarf kind of edge just turn off around the corner.
Okay. I'll hustle that way.
Okay. As you round the corner, you hear the door open up back there, and everybody's hollering. You don't know what kind of shenanigans Truffle got into, but something went wrong. Oh, and now you hear the fire alarm as soon as the door opens. So yeah, you're out on the street, and you see Darla May is running towards a cab. And someone gets out of the cab, and it's a handsome white-haired gentleman in a white suit, like a seersucker summer suit, and he's got a white cap in his hand, and he like kind of tilts it and gestures for her to enter the cab. You could probably catch up to her before she gets in, but that's where she's headed.
Darla.
She looks back briefly and then pulls up her skirts and tries to duck in. And he gives you a look like, "What's your deal?" And then he turns on the charm, and it's like a Hollywood movie star kind of look. I don't know if Bernice likes men, but if so, she's like psh, dazzled. Big smile.
I mean, she does, but she's also like backwoods country girl, so
Uh-huh.
he's not like, a farmer Jed, so I'm not sure it has the same kind of effect.
Gotcha. So here's this guy. He's still holding the door open while she pulls her legs in. What's your play here?
This is gonna sound weird, but can she jump at the door?
Like you want to get in the cab?
Yeah.
You could either run around and open the far door or jump over Darla into the cab.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah.
more fun. Sure. I won't make you roll. You go flying in, skirts all, or no, you're in shorts. So, what's his name gets an eyeful, and he like closes the door, and Darla's like, "What the hell are you doing?
What are you doing?"
I'm in trouble enough." And then the front door to the cab opens, and he steps in. And you see the cabbie looks like a real serious operator, and he looks back. Darla gives him a quick nod. The handsome man gives him a quick nod, and he shoots out into the rainy night air. Swirl of rain shoots up off the street, catches in the street lights, prismatic. Picture that was a much more eloquently described scene. Anything before we cut back?
I mean, other than probably some bickering in the back seat as they
You're like trying
drive
to
off.
curl yourself back up to a sitting position.
Yeah.
There's no seatbelt, of course, so we'll cut
Yeah.
back. The hallway is a mob scene, so there's a bunch of people between the two of you. The doc, you and the G-Man are right at the back door, so you could probably get out if you wanted to.
I want to go back and get my skateboard,
Okay.
and I'll grab our erstwhile museum or security guard.
Oh,
On the way
Bill.
out.
Oh, Truffle. What about
Truffle,
Bill and
yeah.
Tiara? Are you going to abandon them?
No, I'll try to gather everybody, and we'll head the opposite direction toward the front door.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So you deftly weave your way through this sea of people, and it looks real sexy. You're just dancing. The music has started again, even though everybody's wet. The bass player is like sweat rains pouring down his face. Boom, 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 boom. And you grab your skateboard. Bill grabs his crutch, and you all start heading out. The two other G-men are just like in a sea of bodies. So you slip them. And you're out on the street, and you see a cab a block away round a corner. but there's a whole bunch of other traffic. I don't think you would know it was her unless you roll a perception. What would this be? Awareness and intuition.
17.
And Jayme?
That was did you say perception and awareness?
Yeah.
Or
Awareness and intuition.
okay, so that's 2. Okay, so +5, whatever roll. Oof. Okay, so like super bad stuff happens on a 1. What if you get 2 1s though?
Snake eyes.
What
that's
then, Jeff?
That's the worst possible outcome. Let's find out.
My eyes just pop out of my head. Swinging.
You walk into a pole.
You bump into one of the aliens we're trying to not get killed by.
So it says
A car.
the result is disastrous. Something else has gone wrong. Not only was failure bad enough, but there may be additional consequences. I don't see anything about Snake Eyes being worse than that. Basically, you look the other direction down the street, and you see a unassuming vehicle, and there's a guy standing with the door open, smoking a cigarette, and you're looking all wild-eyed in his direction, and he narrows his eyes at you, and you look down, and he's got a little pistol on his belt and a badge on the other side. And he looks like he's about to jump into action. Doc, you see the black ponytail of Bernice kind of swirling about, and one of her shoes kind of up in the back window as she's all cockamamie turning around. And you see the telltale gorgeous red swoop of Darla May in the other seat in the back of this cab.
Are there any other cabs nearby?
Of course. Yeah. Sure.
Follow that car.
Okay. You run out of the street and you wave down this cab, and let's see what the G-Man does. He reaches down into the cab and pulls out a little radio, and he's saying something into it. And I think because your role was so bad, Jayme, you're just kind of standing there like a dope.
Yeah.
Looking caught while the doctor grabs the cab. Doctor, you have a cab.
Truffle, come on. Truffle.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I'm coming.
Okay. So you jump in, you're moving, that car pulls out and starts following. The handsome man says, Eagle, second left, third right, through the tunnel. And the driver follows suit, and he's weaving in and out of traffic. He's like an expert getaway driver. And pretty soon, I would assume, because he got double sixes, he loses the cab. Unless the doctor wants to do something that will help his cabbie follow them effectively. I don't know what that would be. I mean, certainly you could flash your psychic paper to be like, I'm a cop or whatever, but that wouldn't necessarily make him better at tailing.
No, I think in this instance, there's not a lot that I can think of that would suddenly make this guy suddenly have skill points in driving.
Yeah, you could send the guy behind you on a merry chase, though.
That's true. That is true. We are being followed.
Yeah, he says, where to?
And yeah, I don't know that we're in DC. I don't really know DC that well, but I'll give a series of I'll tell them to go to this address. And then when we get real close to it, I'll go to this other address. And so we'll just drive around in circles.
Hell yeah. You end up at the baseball stadium, the marina.
We're
Yeah.
sightseeing.
He's like, these are real interesting sights we're seeing. So long story short, you guys go into this tunnel and the far end is blocked off and a white car pulls in behind the cab and the handsome man looks you up and down, Bernice, and he says, "You better have a very good explanation."
I was told I have to take care of this lady. I don't know. She goes running and she gets into this strange cab and man, us ladies gotta stick together, you know? What do you want from me?
Okay, give me a presence and convince. You got to beat a 20.
I don't think I can beat a 20.
A story point will improve your success if you want to use one. I don't know how many you guys start with. Is it 3?
The doctor has 3. Graham has
I think we get-
12. So
Okay, you have 12.
Yeah.
I don't know that
I-
you've used any yet.
I have a 7 on the die and I have 4 presents. So that's an 11.
So right now you have fail with a 6, right? You rolled a 6?
No, I have a 5 and a 2.
Okay,
And
so
then
you
I
have
have 4.
fail with no 1s or 6s. You've certainly failed at the task, but it wasn't a total disaster. If you use a story point, it'll go up to an almost success. You didn't manage to achieve what you'd hoped, but it wasn't a horrible failure.
Okay.
Would you like to do that?
Sure.
Okay, so narratively, I'm not sure what a story point does. It's a small expenditure to make a change and results in an equally small benefit. So,
Oh, wait, do I add convince as well?
convince, yes.
Okay, so that's 3 more. Sorry.
Still a failure, though. So now that we had that mechanical thing, he is suspicious of you, but he's listening. He's giving you a chance to explain. And Darla says, "She's real nice. Her and her friends, the doctor, and Bill was there, and this cute night watchman guy, and they were helping me because I assume they were Secret Service or FBI. They were trying to get me, and she helped me get out." And he says, "That's very interesting. And who does your doctor work for?" And now the big white, like, fancy vehicle has opened up, and some tough-looking longshoreman types are piling out.
Well, that's kind of a strange question because the doctor's just a doctor. He's kind of an independent businessman, you know? He's an altruistic kind of individual. He doesn't really work for anybody but himself.
And his politics?
I don't really know. I think he's a humanist, if you know what I mean. He's interested in humans. He's not really interested in government.
Is he a doctor of religion? And you can tell he, like, clearly hates religion. This guy must be a communist.
I haven't ever actually heard him talk about religion.
I think I might like to meet this doctor.
You probably would. Everybody does.
He says, "Darla May, go with our friends. They'll get you back home safely." And she goes, "All right. Okay. Well, it was nice to meet you, Bernice." And she heads out, and you notice that she has a lipstick has rolled out of her purse. into the wheel well there, or behind the passenger seat. And she closes the door, and those guys are shuffling her into the big vehicle.
Okay. Can I grab the lipstick?
Yes, you have the lipstick.
Okay.
Doctor and Truffle. You finally end up at, I don't know, a late night sausage stand. It's Friedrich's Frankfurters.
This is where all great nights end up.
Yeah, there's a bunch of teenagers and random businessmen lined up to get their dogs.
I have a newfound respect and love for DC. It's an amazing area.
Okay, so the cab asks for some money. It's 50 cents. And you notice the what do you say? Average looking, dull looking vehicle pulls up a couple car lengths away. Pulls up against the curb. Oh, and the chase was like 5 minutes, so surely you've helped Darla get away at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the doctor doesn't. I don't know if I have any currency for this timeline.
Luckily, this is Truffle's timeline, so you've got.
Yeah.
Surely you have hundreds on you.
Yeah. I do have enough.
You have a bag of gold coins you found in a mine in your last adventure.
Do cabbies take gold coins?
You're like looking.
I mean, I'll try it.
You're like, oh, that one looks pretty good. You hand it to him. He's like, it's dark. He's trying to eyeball it. He's like, ordinarily I wouldn't, but you fellas seem like stand-up gents, so
Like bites
All right.
it. Arr.
It's true, because who's more trustworthy than a couple of guys who want you to randomly drive around the city at night and then try to pay you with a bag of gold? Like, that's on the level.
And one of whom looks extremely outlandish.
oh yes,
Yes.
oh yes. So yeah, he's thanks you. I assume you get out.
Yeah.
Unless okay.
Yeah.
So you get out and he drives away. Yeah, a couple G-men in a car 30 feet away.
Get in line for hot dogs.
Absolutely.
All right. This G-man pops out. He walks over. He says, excuse me, you gentlemen were at the Briny Gyms, yeah?
Yeah, I had a dance, listened to some music. You know, I played with Duke Ellington. And I'll tell the story that I've been telling everybody.
Well, that's interesting. I don't remember hearing about the president's surgeon playing with Duke Ellington. I feel like that would have been quite a news item.
Oh, this was before I was it after? Things get a little confusing sometimes. But it was before I was the president's surgeon. Most definitely before.
I'm just going to give you this one. He doesn't care either way.
What were you at Briny Gyms? Do you remember the bass player? His name was Fred.
Yes.
He's a very talented young man. He was able to and I'll throw out some music, trivia about the way he plays, the style of jazz that he does, how interesting that is.
Cool. His
And basically just
influences
telling
and so
this
on.
long, rambling story.
Cool. You're buying some more time. Long story short, he wants you to come into the office, and he hands you his card. And it is indeed the Secret Service. And yeah, he'd like you to be there bright and early, 9 a.m. tomorrow. Where are you
Alright.
staying, Doctor?
I have my own personal lodgings.
He has his notebook out. Can I get an address?
Wherever I park the TARDIS last.
Sure. I think it was near the U.S. History Museum.
Right. So I'll just, in between, 1378 and 1379 on C Street.
Gotcha. He says, well, thank you for your time. Mr. And he points at Truffle.
Buford Snodgrass.
Buford Snodgrass. He writes it down. All right. Well, you had another person with you, if I recall. A few others, actually. A night watchman and a museum worker.
Just some people we had met there. Had a little lively conversation.
You
Mostly
met
about
there.
music. Yeah.
I will need a lie because that is
Okay.
a lie.
All right.
Subterfuge and presence.
Oh no, I rolled a 1.
No.
You got to beat an 18.
Oof.
All right. 4. And you said subterfuge,
Subterfuge
And-
and presence.
presence. I am not going to do that.
Okay, so a failure with a 6. Or I mean, did you roll a 6 or a 1?
I rolled a 1.
Oh, so this is a catastrophic failure.
Absolutely terrible failure.
He says, well, our contact tells us that you came in with Darla Mae Johnson,
Oh, what I mean to say is
as well
We had-
as Tiara Johnson and Bill. I don't have his last name to hand. Anyway, carry on.
what I mean to say is that we met there to talk. We, how people will sometimes meet and gather to have a conversation. We had met Bill and Tiara earlier that evening, and they wanted to introduce us to their sister.
You see him make a little wiggle with his index finger behind him towards the car back there. And he's still listening. He's got his notebook.
Have you had hot dogs from here before? They're amazing.
Is that so?
Yes. I'll buy you one.
Well, I'm on duty. I probably better not.
Surely.
They're
What's that?
I was gonna say they're non-alcoholic. It's fine.
I was gonna say.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's just funny.
Great minds.
This drunk guy's like, not alcoholic. He throws down his hot dog and walks off. You know there will be alcoholic hot dogs in like a year or two.
I've seen the future. I've been there.
Okay, so he's clearly on to you.
Yes.
He's made some motion to the guy. You know they have a radio.
Well, this isn't good.
Well, why don't you guys order your dogs there, and I'll just I'll wait.
I still have this bowling bag full of bomb, don't I?
Yes. Yeah, you have a bowling bag and a skateboard. Totally
I
normal
can-
stuff to carry around.
So that's not ideal. Carrying around an alien bomb with me. Well,
Oh, you also have a
getting
brown
arrested.
paper parcel with a hologram projector. So yeah, your
Right.
hands are pretty full. And he's looking at the parcel like really interested.
Truffle can carry the hologram projector, probably.
Okay, cool. So you hand that to Truffle. Truffle, you're at the dogs now. You do you actually want
Yeah,
food?
do they have absolutely. And is there by any chance maybe a squeezable mustard bottle that I can
Of course. The
steal?
classic, the kind a clown might squirt on somebody, yellow with the white
Right.
tip.
Yes.
Cool. So you got parcel under the arm, hot dog, mustard squeezer.
I'm just gonna have the mustard squeezer at the ready, kind of like cowboy holstered pistol.
And
style.
down the road, you see some red and blue lights coming this way. And you look down the other road, you see a couple more red and blue lights coming this way.
Wow, it looks like police are rapidly approaching from all directions, Doctor.
The drunk guy that didn't like his hot dog goes, oh, and he starts hustling down the road.
I throw my skateboard on the ground. Shall we go for a ride?
Can your
Absolutely.
skateboard take passengers?
I don't know.
Hell yeah. It's got to be independently automated, right?
Right, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I skate around with it like normal because that's cool, but
So you put out your elbow and Truffle takes it and hops on. I'm going to see what the cop does here. Cop whips out his gun as you're like heading down the road. And he says, freeze!
Yeah, and I squirt him in the eyes with my mustard.
as we zip past.
Yeah, you lean against the doctor, so you turn and come back towards him, and then you squirt him in the eye. Give me what will this be? Athletics and coordination.
Okay, so it's coordination 4, pretty good. Athletics 3, okay. So
And I'll give you
7 plus
advantage
1.
because he was not expecting this.
He should have. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's a 17 total, and I will use a story point if I need to.
Okay, he got an 18. So you have or no. He got a 16. So you passed with, did you roll a 1 or a 6?
I got a 6, yeah.
Okay, pass with a 6. So you don't need to use a story point. That's the best you can do. So you squirt him. He is mustarded. He fumbles the pistol long enough for you to go down a ramp towards the marina. Behind some trees. You're rumbling over the boardwalk now. You're dodging garbage cans. There's a unhoused person lying on the ground. You jump over them, and you keep moving. You're on the run. We cut back briefly to Bernice. The handsome man slides in next to you, and he says, "You'd better start talking."
Okay. What do you want to know?
This doctor, what's his interest?
People.
Specifically with Darla May.
Well, she's, we met her sister, and she was real distraught, and we were just trying to figure out how we could help her.
Had nothing to do with the shooting of the secretary.
Well, that's why she was distraught. I mean, come on.
Are you trying to hide the truth, or are you just kind of slow rolling?
No, I mean, that is the truth. She
Okay.
was distraught because the secretary was shot.
So he says, and what would you say if I told you that the might of the right are planning an action tomorrow during the visitor's ceremony.
I would say, who's the might of the right?
Interesting. He crinkles up his brow a little bit because he's like, apparently they're known enough that if you were political at all, you would have heard of them. And he says, how can you live in the District of Columbia and never have heard of the Mighties?
Oh, I'm from Kentucky. You ever been to Mammoth Cave?
And it's now that he takes in your look, your like uniform and your shorts covered with wine. And he's just like, all of a sudden he's like, oh, we are on a completely wrong course. And he says, you know what? I'm sorry about this. Let's take you back to your hotel. Where are you staying?
Oh, actually, you know what? I would like to go back to the Museum of Natural History. That's where I was before all this stuff started. So I would just like to go back there.
You know it's closed, right? I mean, it's 11:30.
Yeah, but like I have like a whole thing where I go visit places, and I like to just keep a routine, you know. So that's where I was. I'd like to go back there so I can finish my walk for the night.
Okay,
from
so
Kentucky.
he waves for the cabbie to drive back there. I'm from Kentucky. And he's softening. You realize that he's just like really relieved to find out that you're not a spy or a G-man or one of them or whatever. And now he just relaxes and he's like, pulls out a gorgeous filigreed cigarette holder and he offers you one.
Oh, no, thank you.
He rolls down his window and starts puffing away at one. It's one of those like gorgeous French numbers. And it's now that realizing, looking at his manicure and his whole general look, you're pretty sure the guy is French. You can just detect a hint of an accent.
Can I ask you something? This is going to be a strange question. Do you like hats?
Who doesn't? We all have to wear them.
No, I mean like literal hats, especially like big tall ones.
I don't follow. Do you
I'm
mean like
just
an
guessing
Abraham Lincoln stovepipe hat?
Yeah. Well, I'm just guessing you're French. Or maybe like a little French because of your cigarette.
Oh, yes, Gauloise.
Yeah, that. And the only other French person I ever met had a big tall hat. And so I was wondering if that was like a French thing. Because in Kentucky, we don't get a lot of French people.
Ah, interesting. You're not sure if he's totally bored, but he's just good at hiding it. But you do catch him occasionally taking glances at your body, so maybe he's like, I don't know. He's very cool and suave. It's hard to get a read on what he's thinking. But yeah, he seems to be humoring you. And then you arrive at the History Museum, and he pulls out a card and hands it to you, and he says, there's a chance the city might be in a bit of turmoil tomorrow. If you get into trouble, call that number.
Is this you?
In a manner of speaking. Someone there will be able to help you.
All right. Can I get your name or like a name to call you? Because
yes, of course. It's Eve. And he pulls out a pen and writes on the back in beautiful flowing script, Eve Saint Pierre. and then he writes a number. It's a hotel room, and then he writes Ophelia. So that must be where he's staying.
Yeah, very nice penmanship.
Oh, thank you. We pride ourselves on our penmanship back in the homeland.
In France?
Switzerland, originally.
Oh. That's right, because Switzerland, there's no Swiss language, right? They speak French and German?
German.
And then that weird language that they speak at the Vatican.
Latin?
Right? No, not
Flemish?
Latin. Not Latin. It starts with like an R or something. It's a weird.
Surely he
weird
would know it being from Switzerland.
Swiss guard language.
Switzerland language.
I read about it in a book once.
German, French, Italian, and Romanche.
Yeah, that.
Yes, my Romanche is rusty. I've been
I
here
would
in the
imagine
States for
so.
some time.
Unless you're in the Swiss guard. So.
It was very lovely meeting you, Bernice, was it?
Oh, I never told you my name, I don't think.
Ah, well. Lovely meeting you. Have a good evening. And he takes your hand, and it looks like he might want to kiss it.
I mean, she'll let him if that's like.
Okay. He kisses your hand, and yeah, it's very nice. He has good technique.
No
She
tongue.
wouldn't know.
No tongue. That's right up.
He's not like slurping on the fingers or anything, you know.
Oh, Jesus. God, no. And it's now that you smell his, like, expensive cologne. And, yeah. This guy's, he's got a lot of charisma.
You sure don't smell like a farm.
Hot damn.
Okay, so you step out, and a shadowy figure is looming behind a tree, and we see Bernice headed towards the Natural History Museum, and this figure behind the tree is wearing a cloak and or a cape rather, and a big metal armor helmet thing. And he's holding a little silver wand, and he holds up a tiny radio in his other hand, and he says, "I have located the lair of the strange humans. I will engage shortly." And we'll call it there. Not the most exciting cliffhanger, but that's all I got.
Pretty exciting cliffhanger.
Oh, boy. Likes and wishes. Any likes?
I like the mustard gun. That was
Classic.
fun.
I liked Bernice diving into the taxi and just being like, nope, I'm getting a ride. Nope. Me too. I'm coming along.
Hell yeah, that's a great image. Her like shoe sticking up in the back window.
Yeah. And I like the doctor like knowing all the famous musicians and just be like, yeah, you know, da, 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 da.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was good too.
Yeah.
That and the just the mental image of the doctor getting on like the magic skateboard and having like a bowling bag and another person hanging on and a hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog, brown parcel, and mustard.
A bowling bag with a bomb.
Yes. So next time will be presumably the visitors ceremony. Little background. This was an excuse to get a bunch of congressmen and senators together in the Senate office building, and the president is supposed to arrive at some point in the morning.
Good thing
Sounds
a
like a-
surgeon's going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, man. I wasn't sure if that was a good cover ID, but Ash left it
made
up
total-
to me, so that's
it
what.
made total sense. Yeah. I've seen a few episodes where like the doctor just flashes a psychic paper and then the person just has like this ridiculous like whatever they saw on it, like, and then the doctor has to react to that. I thought that would be a good gag.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because then I would have to react to it.
Yes. Yes. Oh, and the fire alarm.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love a fire alarm sprinkler.
Free booze for hugs. I liked that. Was very
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, man. I love your guys' silliness. So much fun.
Meds-
Oh,
the menstruation bottle, the glass of wine.
that
Not really
definitely
very-
caught G-Man in his tracks.
Not very
Yeah,
canonical sort of kids show thing that we would have seen, but
I think she edged
Consider
around
art.
it enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't too specific. They'll sometimes hint at more adult things and not,
yeah.
This is HBO's Doctor
There's-
Who.
That's right.
Nothing-
That's right.
There's nothing inappropriate about women's health.
Yes.
I know,
I agree.
but TV.
I know.
This is the American Doctor Who, so we can be a little edgier.
Doctor Who After Dark.
Yes. So wishes for next time. Oh, I totally forgot to do ghosts. Ah, that's right. I kept thinking I'm gonna put some weird ghosts in here somewhere, but I forgot. We'll have to do it next time.
Why?
Not to
It's-
complain, there wasn't any grease either.
No grease. Ah, shit.
Unless you count the hot dog.
Kristy, what was that?
So I'll put more ghosts and more grease back on the sheet here. McCarthy punches, still need those. Still no sign of a rotten potato. Anything else?
Well, it's nighttime now, so now is a more natural time for ghosts.
Oh,
so
yes.
just keep it
Right.
nighttime.
Nighttime is the
When we
right
start-
time for ghosts.
Yes.
We just need to find like a greasy ghost holding a potato.
The ghost died because the potato was rotten.
Right.
Do you know that? Like, if you have like a bag of potatoes and they're rotten, and you breathe in like the potato vapor,
Wait,
you
what?
can die.
No, I did not know
Yes.
that.
No?
Yes.
Okay, wait.
Potatoes
Okay.
can kill you.
vapor.
So I've added to our wishes rotten potato vapor corpse ghost.
Yes.
Unfinished business is promoting potato awareness.
Sure.
Don't do what I did. Don't smell the potatoes.
I just wanted vodka.
So I'd like to add a new wish that I don't smell death vapor potatoes
Do,
because I don't want that to happen.
do not give Truffle potato vapor.
There's like a whole family in Russia, like a while back, that died because they all walked down into the basement and they're rotting potatoes.
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
Not
But it's
potatoes.
true.
Jesus.
They're like
Yes.
one of my favorite things. How dare they betray me
Well,
with their
You-
deadliness?
if you let them rot, then who is the real betrayer here?
Oh, that is true. Yeah. They should be fried and eaten beforehand.
Yes.
Or is don't abandon your potatoes,
Yeah.
you know?
They need a loving home.
I
In
think Jeff is
Montbello.
looking this up. I'm not lying.
Yeah, you got to make sure your root cellar is well ventilated, apparently.
Yeah.
This just gives me like an idea for just like the dumbest haunted house twist ever, which is why do people keep dying mysteriously? They just have potatoes. That's it. There's no
They
ghosts.
need to open a window in their root cellar.
Not to make light of that poor family. That's a horrible way to go.
Yeah, I'm finding some chance that it was actually carbon dioxide and not the solanine, because it has a really high temp before it becomes gaseous.
It was the potatoes.
Yeah, for comedy's sake, it's potatoes. All right, gang. That'll do it for now. Got anything going on? Any? Oh, we have something in the chat here. Jayme's got a few fire quotes here. Stovepipes are for stoves, not hats. Nothing.
No,
response?
we've read all these
Yeah,
already.
it's fine.
I already laughed at them.
Can you imagine how much it'd hurt your feelings to be the unhugged G-man?
Because only 2 out of 3 got hugged.
That's
Yeah.
right. He's gonna, and plus he got coated with mustard. Or no, that was a different guy.
That was
Never
a
mind.
different guy. But did he now he's thinking, do I have a wart or a booger?
Smell bad.
He's like, yeah.
And the last one, Pote Ghost. Just a potato ghost, I guess.
Tagos.
Pote Ghost.
It's a new Pokemon.
Okay, listener, draw us a Pote Ghost for next
Show
time.
us its evolutions.
Yeah. How do people find you on the internet? Ash. Go
You can
first.
find me on Mastodon and Blue Sky as Dr. Mod, DOKTORMOD.
Jayme?
I'm on YouTube as a Brandoff, the off-brand Gandalf.
And Kristy.
I have some short stories up for free on a website called Vocal, but they're under my full name, which is really long, so look for a link to that in the show notes if you want to read them.
And I do.
Well,
Indubitably.
I've read them. They're quite good.
Yes, I've read a couple and they were tremendous. I loved it.
Thank you.
Let's see. Oh, me. You can find me on everything at El Jefe Tacoma, Blue Sky, Mastodon, Threads, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can find us on Facebook, Shattered Worlds RPG, or our Facebook group, True Heroes of Shattered Worlds RPG. We have a Discord server. If you want to know all that and more, email us at shatteredworldspod@gmail.com or hit us up on any of our socials. I guess that'll do it. Thank you, folks, for playing. I had a wonderful time. Tomorrow I will be screening the Doctor Who finale. Y'all probably aren't caught up, so you won't be there, but it's going to be great. We do that sometimes on the Shattered World server. So if you like stuff like that, come on by. We'll do watch-alongs from time to time. I guess that's it, folks. Next time, Keziah has drawn the heroes into a very interesting situation that I can't talk about because we have to wait 2 weeks. No!
No!
All right, thanks, folks. We'll see you later. And how do Doctor Who episodes end?
With the TARDIS, the TARDIS and the woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
I will return to us, find you, girl, and make you one of us. I'm taking off.
Shout out to Space Knife for letting us use their track I'm Taking Off, Shield Your Eyes from their Into the Black Hole EP. Thanks, Space Knife. keep it rolling.
I'm taking off.
I thought a joke would develop there, but once
No.
again, just a long pause I'm going to have to cut out.
Everyone loves dead air. The 10 dentists agree.
Does anybody have a very quick update that might lead to a comedic banter situation?
No.
Is that funny for you, Jeff? I mean, I
We're almost
smushed
there.
some dough.
We're so close.
Well, hey, the other day I was walking along. I slipped on a banana peel. I was like, whoa.
I had to go to the hospital.
I was carrying a big stack of pies. Whoa.
Walked through his glass window pane. Some guys were moving.
Why yada, they says to me. Then the pies land on their faces.
Weirdly, every single pie was like, a whipped cream pie. I didn't even know that people like ate those, but a whole stack of them. See if AJ.
Yeah, face
were here,
pies
that'd
are
be a dirty-
really are
dirty
not.
joke.
Yeah, face pies aren't really good eating. I don't know why people keep making them.
Just asking for it.
If AJ were here, this would be like a really dirty joke. Just saying.
Something about face pies for sure.
What's wrong, Jeff?
I'm just letting a joke simmer, I'm thinking about AJ and cream pies and I'm just seeing if
Hold
if
on.
that'll make me laugh, But I don't want to laugh prematurely.